Dear colleague Peter Altmaier, dear President, meneer de voorzitter van de Europese Raad, beste Herman, meneer de kabinetchef van de Koning, excellencies, mesdames, messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, zeer geëerde dames en heren. Toen België, Luxemburg en Duitsland in 1951 mee aan de basis van de Europese eenmaking lagen, had denk ik niemand kunnen voorspellen hoe sterk verweven onze economieën vandaag zouden zijn. Talloze Duitse bedrijven zijn actief in België en omgekeerd. Belgische, Duitse en Luxemburgse bedrijven stellen vele tienduizenden mensen te werk in elkaars landen. En in 2018 was de Duits-Belgische handel goed voor maar liefst 120 miljard euro. Duitsland is dan ook Belgisch eerste handelspartner. Mesdames, Messieurs, ces relations économiques étroites que l'Allemagne, la Belgique et le Luxembourg entretiennent aujourd'hui n'auraient pas été possibles sans les gens qui ont osé démolir les murs, des hommes politiques comme Robert Schuman, mais aussi des entrepreneurs comme le groupe bruxellois d'hommes d'enfer allemand qui a fondé la Chambre de commerce belgo-luxembourgeoise allemand en 1894. Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, debelux war dem, was kommen würde, voraus. Es ist kein Zufall, dass sie die älteste aller deutschen Auslandshandelskammern ist. Im Laufe der Jahre hat sie dazu beigetragen, engere wirtschaftliche Beziehungen zwischen unseren Ländern auszubauen. Sie hat Investitionen angeregt, Partnerschaften geschmiedet und eine immer engere wirtschaftliche Integration gewährleistet. Ladies and gentlemen, the ties between our countries could not have been so strong today without these efforts. These efforts of many German, Belgian and Luxembourg entrepreneurs and of the Chamber of Commerce have brought our countries closer together. And we need to tighten those ties further today. In a world of increasing trade disputes, we must put a resolute emphasis on cooperation. It is not by raising barriers, but by working together that we will make our countries better and more prosperous. Ladies and gentlemen, in Belgium, but also in Germany and Luxembourg, tens of thousands of young people have taken to the streets in recent months to demand measures for a cleaner climate. We must not disappoint our young people, and we ourselves have a duty to work towards a cleaner climate. As politicians and entrepreneurs, it is our job to build a climate-neutral Europe by 2050, and when possible, of course, sooner. The European Energy Union is one step in that direction. The European Union, with its highly integrated internal market, must also integrate in the field of energy. At present, European countries each have their own energy networks, and these networks are poorly interconnected with one another. As a result, surpluses and shortages cannot be compensated for by one another. Energy is thus lost, and countries have to make expensive and inefficient investments in order to guarantee their own security of supply. The development of major electricity highways will also enable us to improve the transport of the energy from the wind farms in the North Sea and the Baltic Sea to the industrial centers in Bavaria, Flanders and Ruhr region. Belgium industry now pays up to a third more for electricity than our neighboring countries. A truly unified energy market ensures a level playing field and fair competition. It will bring down prices to the benefit of both companies and consumers. Security of supply will also be much easier to achieve. This energy union requires expensive investments, which of course cannot be made in one's day time. We therefore need to start intensive bilateral cooperation that can develop into a real union. Close cooperation between Belgium and Germany could be a first step. Ladies and gentlemen, we are already laying the foundations for this cooperation. The Allegro project will be the first direct line between Belgium and Germany. The work started last year and the project should be completed by the end of next year. Another good example of close cooperation in the field of energy is a large shareholding of Belgian grid operator Elia in the German company 50Hertz. This cooperation should encourage us to work together deeper integration of our respective energy markets and companies. And yesterday, the Luxembourg company BTK announced that it wants to build 4 gas power plants. This would contribute substantially to the additional capacity that we need in order to shut down all of our nuclear power plants by 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, in a carbon-neutral economy, there is also a much greater need for energy storage. Batteries are crucial. With the rise of the electric cars and bicycles, we can already see that the demand for batteries is rising sharply. Europe cannot afford to miss the boat of this very important economic and social sector. We need to develop our own technologies for innovative and environmentally friendly batteries. On a European level, Belgium participates in the EU Battery Alliance, of which Germany is one of the pioneers, dear colleague. The European market for batteries should be worth 250 billion euros a year from 2025. At present, Europe accounts for only 3% of the global production of battery cells. Asian countries, on the other hand, have a market share of 85%. Together we must take on the challenge of competing with Chinese and Asian players. Several Belgian companies, including Umicore and Solvay, have already expressed their interest in participating in the production of their own European battery technology. This participation, ladies and gentlemen, will have a positive impact on our economy and employment and will be a further step towards a carbon-neutral economy. Ladies and gentlemen, trade can only exist if there are routes for it, of course. This was already the case at the time of the Silk Road, which formed an advanced trading network more than 2,000 years ago. Today, we must continue to work on a better trade network. As roads become more and more congested due to the traffic jams, and again because we need to evolve towards a carbon-neutral economy, we need to focus on alternatives such as rail. Nowadays, one train has a capacity to transport 70 to 90 large trucks. For example, we need to reopen an old dossier, the Iron Rhine. I must mention that, of course. The 3RX route, as we called it today, the last trip of an international freight train on this line dates from 1991, a long time ago. Since then, goods transport from the port of Antwerp to the German hinterland has been along the Monsen route, a rail route that is not only 50 kilometers longer, but also technically more difficult. Of course, the reopening of the Iron Rhine is therefore a matter of common sense and economic logic. And I hope that we will be able to work on this together in the coming years. And it is in our both interests of the several countries. Ladies and gentlemen, I conclude. Entrepreneurs often anticipate social innovations. By nature, they have an eye for innovation. That's why a group of German businessmen started the German-Belgium-Luxembourg Chamber of Commerce 125 years ago, more than half a century before the start of the European integration. In its existence, debelux has grown into an organization that contributes to international entrepreneurship in a globalized world. It is my wish, of course, that you continue this very important work for the next 125 years. Thank you for your attention.